over a year. Siobhan O'Donnell is Head of External Communications at Dublin Airport Authority. I spoke to her a little earlier and asked her about how it felt to see passengers back.
Incredible happiness and a large dollop of emotion, it has to be said, going in there to the terminal building this morning and just seeing more passengers going through. It was lovely. As I said to many reporters, our eyes were dancing behind our masks. We were so delighted to see our customers coming back into the doors. It was just a really fabulous feeling throughout the terminals today. Just a very special day.
And while it was great news to see passengers back in the terminals and getting on those flights, it was very different and much quieter than a usual Monday in high summer, wasn't it?
Absolutely. We had 22,500 passengers going through Dublin Airport today. Now, that's down 87% when compared to pre-COVID levels. So if you take it that this exact day in 2019, we had 116,000 passengers arriving and departing on that day. So it's a huge drop. Nonetheless, you know, it's great to see passengers coming through the doors. We're expecting a slow, steady and gradual increase in growth, not a surge. What we think will happen is that when people go to travel, it'll be word of mouth when they come back and tell their family and friends how their experience has been. It's very different for people and, you know, there's a little bit of trepidation at the moment.
That's what I was going to ask you right now. What are you expecting in terms of growth in the coming weeks and indeed beyond that as we look to the autumn?
Well, we're expecting it to be slow, steady growth over the next weeks and months. Again, to just people going on holidays, coming back and telling their family and friends. ACI Europe, the voice of airports across Europe, looks after 500 airports in 53 countries. Has said it's predicting that passenger growth will not return to 2019 levels before 2024, 2025. So it's going to take some time to get back there. However, today was a great start and passenger numbers will increase slowly and gradually over the coming weeks and months.
And on a practical level, Siobhan, in terms of how those COVID certs are working, was everyone happy with the way the system worked at the airport this morning, or is there confusion about where and when you should present that cert?
It seemed to go very well today. It's a matter for the airlines. The digital COVID cert is presented at the boarding gate area on departure. And then again, on arrival back into the country, there are spot checks being done. Passengers, people haven't travelled to the airport for some time, so there's a lot to take in and to think about. And the physical layout of the airport is a little bit different insofar as there are a huge number of sanitisations around the building. There are plexi screens everywhere. There are announcements constantly being made. There are over 12,000 pieces of signage with decals and hand washing messages around the terminal buildings. There's also other regulations that are in place that haven't changed. For instance, those EU regulations concerning liquids that were introduced in 2006 about what you can carry through in hand luggage in terms of liquids under 100 mils. People forget about those, so they should check all those regulations. There's a lot to take in. You need to think about where you're travelling to, the country you're going to, what's required on arrival there, and take it from there and make your list and plan in advance. And we get used to this. We will. We've gotten used to plenty of other regulations in the past, and we will get used to it.
In terms of the challenge ahead, how soon do you think we'll get those flights going in and out? We've had, you know, flights cut because of the pandemic, certain routes that people were used to gone. Do you think they'll come back?
Something that we're working incredibly hard on at the moment. It's very difficult. It's a challenge. We have had flights just starting to Dallas, Shanghai, to Tel Aviv. These are much sought after routes. We work for many years to get these routes and we're in competition with many other airports. And similarly, we will be in competition with airports to regain what we've lost. We currently have 26 flights to 130 destinations currently, where we had 200 destinations. So there's a lot of ground to make up. And we'll be out there wooing airlines, but we need help. We need help of the various agencies, of the government departments, of tourism bodies, and that. It's Ireland Inc. now ensuring that connectivity is restored, which is hugely important to the island of Ireland.
OK, Siobhan O'Donnell of the Dublin Airport Authority, thanks for joining us tonight and best wishes with the weeks and months ahead.